followed by that energetic session, we've got an even more energetic session, which is more contextual. And we have some of Wix's topmost partners in India who are going to be there on a panel discussion. So I'm going to keep inviting some of the people who are going to be a part of this panel discussion. So first up, we've got Mr. Kobi Gamliel. He's the Global Head of Agency Growth at Wix. Please welcome him with a round of applause. Amazing man. Next, we've got Mr. Dhairya. He's the founder of Wix Freaks, a premium services agency from Mumbai, which has scaled over 500 brands in 20+ countries. Dhairya looks dapper today, I was just telling him. Also joining us is Mr. Jonathan Lopez. Like, what a great gentleman. He's the CEO of Bluehans 360, a technology firm that specializes in education, learning management, and Gen AI. And finally, we have got a panelist, Mr. Andrei, CEO of Market Push Apps. He's developed over 50 apps for the Wix app marketplace, and he's on a mission to solve problems that site owners face, as well as he's an advisor to multiple apps for the app market. So the topic for this panel discussion is maximizing profitability for dev shops and web agencies. Over to you, gentlemen.
Wow. I'm personally so excited to have you with me on stage. And I think that we heard from Varun and Tanmay, which are, have like companies and like tons of followers, but hearing from you, the people that actually work with the platform on a daily basis, it's something else that I'm sure will be exciting and insightful for the audience here. So I think one of the best ways for the audience to get to know you is that you share more about your journey and how Wix has shaped it. Maybe, Dhairya, you can start and we can hear from you.
Hey everyone, my name is Dhairya and I'm the founder and owner of Wix Freaks. And my story with Wix started around 5 years ago when I was working on my own startup. It was called Curo, it was a travel startup. And because we did not have money and did not know where to begin, we stumbled upon Wix, right? And there we were making the website, I came across Corvid. Velo was known as Corvid back then. And I started making a full-fledged tours and travels app, right? However, then COVID hit in 2019 and then the startup failed. And however, I was left with the skill, right, of making websites on Wix. Back then I was in my second year studying at Ashoka University and I was like, I need to make money now, right? And I had to pay my college fees as well, which was almost 1 lakh a month, right? The folks at Ashoka were really accommodating. They were happy to spread it across. Then I put up a gig on Fiverr and about Wix. And to my surprise, I got an order on the next day itself for $50. And $50 for any of us is a big amount. And that's how I started my freelancer journey. Wix and Fiverr has helped me pay my college fees, around 1 lakh a month, have more surplus. And after that, when I graduated in 2021, I started my own agency. I have an amazing team of 15 people. And now we help businesses scale using Wix, exclusively Wix. And we build complex applications, website, apps, anything you need on Wix. So, yeah.
Very inspiring. Jonathan?
Yeah, thank you. I am Jonathan, and I run Bluehans 360. I studied tech, and I passed out of college. And after I passed out, I was helping some local businesses with stuff like social media, digital marketing. And one day, one of our clients says, "Our website's broken. Could you fix it?" And back then, WordPress was always the #1 place that everybody would intuitively just go to. And I was exploring other options and looking at what could be a good solution is when I found Wix. And we were able to really quickly build a beautiful website for our client. And the client was happy, I was happy. We got referred. 1 client became 10 clients, 10 clients became 100 clients, 100 clients became thousands of clients. And that's been my journey with the Wix platform. Since I also would write code, so just bring it, and Wix was, we just brought in Wix code, and then COVID, like you mentioned, and now Velo. So my skills sort of blended in well with what was required at that moment, and we were able to make significant impact for our clients. And Since then, we've got all these clients from so many different places, globally, different countries, 6 continents. Other than Antarctica, I think we've got a client everywhere else. So that's our story and our journey.
Thank you. Andrei?
Hi everyone, I'm Andrei from Romania, well, from Transylvania to be more exact. And some years ago, I wanted to start my own business, and I soon found out that Romania is no Silicon Valley, so I couldn't find investment, and I tried a few startup ideas, but ultimately they failed. Then, with a spark of luck, I would say, I stumbled over the Wix app market, and it just seemed like the kind of place where you could develop a product and place it in front of millions. So we decided to try our luck, and we explored Wix a bit, and we found that the Maps widget from Wix had a few features missing. So we did this very simple app where site owners could place pins on a map. And this app took 2 months to build, and it generated over $300K over the years, so very good return on investment. And then we implemented a website analytics app. And then we implemented a website analytics app, and this app quickly grew and became the most used analytics solution on Wix, and also expanded on other marketplaces. And finally, I decided to focus solely on Wix, and together with my colleagues, we started Market Push apps, and we built more than 50 apps until now. In the past 2 years, sorry. In the past 2 years, yes.
I'm not sure if you heard, but Andrei and his team has more than 50 apps on the Wix app market. Very nice. Jonathan, so growing as an agency, what are the daily challenges you encounter as an agency, and what you expect from the platform to help you overcome these challenges?
Yeah, if I had to summarize all the challenges that you face as an agency owner, I think there's number one, which is managing client expectations. And like one of the things that we say internally is that when we get a website project, it's just another project, right? We could look at it as just another project, another thing that's come to our table. But for somebody else, it's their business, it's their baby, it's their dream, it's the thing that runs their house, perhaps. So it's so critical and important to them, and that's why clients, one of the things that as an agency you can make a mistake of doing is antagonizing the high level of client expectations that come with all of that. And for us to empathize with our clients and be able to deliver a solution is critically important. And a lot of times, speed becomes an important factor to be able to deliver solutions quickly, efficiently, something that can scale. Because a lot of times, clients come with something at a different stage, where they've just come in, they're building a product, and they're going to see whether there's a product market fit or even a passion market fit. The platform has greatly helped us to be able to deliver those solutions quickly and efficiently and at scale. And I think one of the things that we've loved about Wix is that they're constantly innovating and constantly we are seeing new things. So that's something that's also been our expectation, but I would also like to say that's an expectation that's been very well met.
Dhairya, I heard one story about one of the clients that partner success managers help you and putting the dev rel and the dev team to support this. Was this something you anticipated from the platform?
Being with Wix for 5 years, I have close relations with the management as well, and it was so surprising because we were building a marketplace where artists can sign up and they can create services, and people can book them for the services, right? So like Urban Clap, people might know you, but just for tattoo artists, and it's a UK-based client. Now, we wanted to scale it because they were expecting thousands and thousands of artists. And so I reached out to my partner success manager, and he reached out to the Wix bookings team, and they were so accommodating, they were so helpful, and they increased the capabilities of the platform just for us and our client. So it was an amazing experience.
Really interesting, and thank you very much, Dhairya. I used to be my own had my own agency, and I know that transition from being like actually a marketer or developer or designer and actually become a business is really hard. So Andrei, this transition for you, how do you advise others here to navigate between like managing invoices, revenues, hire teams, talented, and not actually developing anymore?
Well, when I started, I needed revenue to support myself. So what I was doing is that I was working as a freelancer for essentially building websites for customers, and in between clients or whenever I was waiting for feedback, I would work on my own apps. And I think this is a good recipe to transition from a services company into a product company. Also at the beginning, I was a backend developer. As soon as I launched my first app, I suddenly became a product person, a support agent, and yeah, you really need to fit into a lot of shoes. And then, you know, if the workload increases, then you need to hire like-minded people. And I believe that everyone can be a creator, and I also wanted my team to be that of creators. And yeah, it's a tough journey. But one thing is still very simple. So it's our accounting. So Wix acts for app developers as a merchant of record. So even though we have 50 apps and thousands of customers, we still only do one invoice per month. So it's good that we can focus on the business, I would say.
Yeah, can I add on
Sure,
to
of
that?
course.
Yeah, this journey has been great and has been inspiring as well for us. And I think a lot of people in the audience would also relate. So me being a student, right? I started when I was a student. From the freelancing, doing freelancing on platforms to becoming an agency owner. There are so many things to take care about, as you mentioned, hiring, focusing on quality, when you scale the qualities. But I would like to say one thing. Do not compromise on quality, because when you scale, you have to focus on multiple things at the same time. Hire slowly, but also like-minded people, and then focus on quality at the same time for scaling.
So you already have the mic in your hand, Dhairya. So, I mean, let's talk about Wix have evolved in the last 5 years, like really enormously. And we launched wixstudio, which is a platform for you developers and designers. And Wix often offers as user-friendly, like no-code, less complex website. How do you tackle this perception with talking with clients or potential projects that you get?
Yeah, that's true. A lot of our clients or also prospects or leads, they come to us and like, why are you doing Wix? Because we can create our own website on Wix. And now with AI coming into picture where they can just type in something and they can create sections of their own. But I think as an agency, we need to pitch to them as to the expertise that we have, not only into building websites, but also scaling those businesses, right? Because we have worked with thousands of clients from around the world, as he has mentioned, 6 continents. So we have also gained experience, and that's what I always try to pitch to them, that we have gained experience into specific industries. Wix is not only about just the design front end, we need to set up certain automations, keeping things at the perfect place like a CTA and everything. So we show them case studies and we show them other clients that we are working with. And Wix is great for them being able to manage most of the stuff, but when it comes to certain critical stuff, they have to come to us.
Jonathan, you have anything to add on the perception and how you tackle this?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things also what we heard in the last fireside chat was, does the customer really care what technology you're using? As long as you are reaching the goal, as long as they're finding the solution, it doesn't really matter. And those, at least in my experience, customers really care about the solution and that it can bring to their business. But in those off cases where they say, but I don't know if Wix is the right solution, I don't know if it's professional enough, I think I just ask them, what is it that you think that Wix can't do? And where is this coming from? Is this something that's coming from things that you heard, or is this your own experience? And a lot of times it's just some perception or some random Reddit thread or some old WordPress developer or something like that has mentioned something which is not really the basis of truth. So yeah, at least in my experience, client only care about solutions.
I definitely agree that tons of things have changed throughout the years, and the platform is much more robust, and you can see tons of much more complex projects have been built on the platform. Throughout the day, we heard a lot about AI, but more about how AI can help you with your day-to-day in terms of the creation process, writing code, creating images, writing text. But I'm curious to know like how AI has been involved inside the day-to-day of your agency, operation, workflows, how it's help you become better business and make your business much more efficient and minimum resources. Jonathan?
Yeah, AI is the most revolutionary thing that's happening right now, and we try to add AI to like everything, and not because just for the sake of AI. We look to see where it can be efficient. Part of that is we also got to understand AI better. So one of the things that we do at office is like a weekly thing where everything that we've learned about AI during the week, we bring it together so that collectively we understand AI, because we say collective intelligence is better than individual intelligence. And we started seeing like places where we can add AI in our regular processes. There are obvious things like, website creation, and with code, it used to take us days to not even, yeah, it would take us a long time to debug some of these complex sites. But, if you could just, ask ChatGPT to point out areas where in your code which could be optimized, or there could be a potential bug. That was one area. But in day-to-day operations also, things like hiring, right? One of the things that we saw that our lead developer was spending so much of time in the interview process, and there's a multi-stage interview process, into checking whether a candidate's answers are correct, whether they've given the right answers to the questions that we've asked. And that's the time he could have rather used to spend to write code or do other things or work on projects. So we use AI now to check those answers, to check the quality that's come out from the candidates that we are interviewing. And that's just saved us so much of time. So that's one example of how we're using AI in our normal day-to-day operations.
Just one quick for the designers out here. I'll just give you my AI process right now very quickly. We use Relume. Relume was introduced by one of my friends, and by Relume you can just type in a prompt that will create an entire wireframe. So we get on call with the client. We enter the prompt for the business, let's say a clinic or a beauty salon. It creates the entire wireframe. And the client's like, oh, you did it in just a minute. And then he's like, oh, and then we can import that thing to Figma. And now with Figma to wixstudio, we can create a website in matter of days now because of all this AI tools and everything.
Yeah, I'm not sure that we talk about even a word about it, because we launched this week Figma to wixstudio plugin, which really enhanced the work for you. Yeah, you can do this. And as you mentioned, we also building for the community their wireframes and stuff that can help you make things much more efficient. Andrei, building 50 apps, it's like big operation, but I know that you work with other platforms and building apps for other platforms as well. What are the advantages that you perceive by doing this so far on the Wix platform?
Right, so I would say that there are a few advantages, but I'll just tell you a few of them. So first of all, marketing. Like Wix had this promise on its developers page that you can place your creation in front of millions of paying customers, and also that you can let others, you can earn by letting others use your creation. So for me, this proved like time and time again to be true and accurate. So a lot of times, we just launched an app, and without any marketing from our own end, it would just get paying subscribers. Of course, it's important that you solve a need and extend Wix to cover it. Then I would say that there's a lot of possibilities to develop. So it's not just a simple website builder. You have like products for Wix stores, bookings, restaurants, events. And they're always launching new products. So you can build apps by extending these Wix apps. And then I would say the support that we get as developers. So I also try to develop apps for other platforms, but I just couldn't get in touch, with the platform developers and ask them a question. But with Wix and their app market support team really does a very good job, and they've answered hundreds of my questions over the years. So yeah, for me, that's what makes the deal, I would say.
That's great, Andrei. I think all of us in the room here will agree that the hardest things to do when you have an agency or a new business is getting new clients. Like, this is the biggest struggle. So let's talk about it. Like, how are you challenging it? Is it through content? Is it through word of mouth? Is it creating output? Eventually, I think all the people here would like to learn from you how you generated such a big business and getting your clients. Dhairya?
Yeah, so that has been one of the biggest challenges, getting leads, clients, and everything. For me, what I would say I was lucky enough also to just be at the right place at the right time. I just posted a gig on Fiverr and just worked out. But I think as Varun and Tanmay were also talking about putting out content and just throwing as many darts as you can, I think that has been, I've started just posting on YouTube, I'm getting clients from there. It's more about pitching them the correct way also, I would say, where you pitch. And being at a lot more marketplaces now. We have Contra as well, Fiverr has worked out for me. Being Fiverr Pro, Fiverr Business, top rated, Fiverr's Choice has helped me a lot. And the way I was able to do that was diligently following quality. And once you have the name, you be in communities, you are in partner groups. Wix has a great partner group, Discord channel, everything. You make connections and people will start recognizing you, people will start recommending you. And then if you keep delivering quality, people will start referring you as well.
Jonathan, you want to add something about getting clients?
Yeah, everybody knows that word of mouth is the best form to get more clients, but we just leave it at that. One untapped space I feel like everybody doesn't explore enough is referrals, and referrals can be so powerful. When you, like, one of the things that we do at the end when the client is satisfied is we say, who do you know who would like a service like this or benefit from a service like this? And we always get them, because they're so happy with the service that they've got, they will always recommend other people and other businesses. That has been a huge funnel for us. And other than that, everybody still uses email, and email's been fantastic. We use that with AI, so we personalize emails using AI, and that the referrals and cold emails using AI have been fabulous for us in getting new leads.
Yeah, I think eventually with the social media now, the story is not about getting followers anymore. The story is about creating the right content to the right audience, understand the intent, and then the algorithm will be pop up to the right eyeballs. So I think creating content for all of you here is a great tip that they can do in order to expose even outside of India to other places. One thing, Andrei, that I think for all of them really interested, Wix has so many tools, so many solutions. You have the ability to create apps like with your self-hosted, with our own hosting, using many of our code solutions. And how do you choose when you build a new app, like using blocks, using CLI? What consideration you're doing to take these decisions?
So I would say when you build your first app, you should probably go with the programming language that you know, because you can use anything to build on Wix. When we started, we used Vue.js, and mainly because I'm a backend developer, and that just seemed like the simpler solution to me. But now we are transitioning into React.js, so we can use Wix CLI more, especially for admin dashboards and embedded scripts. And as you also saw in the earlier presentation, what this gives you is it gives you the Wix design system with predefined components, so you don't have to design and implement them on your own. And then for visual site widgets, we used Wix blocks, which is a really great tool. So in the last 7 months since we used it, we managed to double the apps in our portfolio. So definitely take a look at blocks.
So there are many solutions. Jonathan, I know that you're using booking and e-commerce and forms and blog. how do you map out the solution to utilize and support a new project? How do you learn everything since there are so many options and features that you can use?
Yeah, I think the main fundamental thing before even selecting which tool do you use to solve this problem is to first really connect with your customers' needs and really understand through discovery about what the exact need is. And then sometimes what happens is a customer would come in and say, this is the solution, and that's also happened, that this is the solution that I think is that I want to implement. But on deeper understanding the problem and laying down a problem statement, we can then are able to give them a solution that might be better or a better option in that moment. And once we know that, we recommend different things that we give them different options. Like we also got to consider where the customer is at on their journey. Is if we at the beginning of their journey, a fully custom solution may not be the best way, because maintaining and managing a fully custom solution may be difficult for a one-person company at the beginning. So maybe in the beginning, based on where they are, we can say, hey, you can try this that's already there, like a Wix booking app that can completely fit in, and then you can use this, works perfectly well for now. You might not get the super customized solution that you are looking for. And then after a period of time, and we are working with the same customer over years, right? And then once the business is matured and they need more customized solution, then we offer something like, now you can customize it in this way, or these are the functionalities now that we can code in. And then they are at a better place to really make full use of that and not be bogged down by maintenance of a coded solution.
So we heard about how you build your agencies or your app shops, and how you running your agencies with AI and utilizing AI and many of the Wix features. And we heard some from you how to get more clients, but then how you price your project. I think pricing is really challenging. You always have in your mind saying that I want this price, but then there is negotiation, and in some cases it's not comfortable. So either pricing an app or a project, Dhairya, you can share with us some of your methodology on pricing your own projects.
So initially, when I used to price, anything would be good, right? When you are freelancing, even $50 was a great amount. But as soon as you start getting more projects, you understand it. Initially, because I used to price based on the country they're coming from, the project. But I don't think that's a very correct strategy. I think you need to price it based on the value you are providing to the business, to the client, or to the customer. And the way you quantify value is to understand their business, how much effort you are putting in. And I always have this hourly rate of mine as well, to understand how much of my and my team's efforts and time is spending into it. But I think standardizing pricing is good for ourselves and also fair to the clients, right? You can standardize the pricing and it will give them clarity as to what they will get for that price. So I think standardizing is important.
Andrei, I mean, building a new app and then decide how much to price it, how you tackle this?
Well, usually I also look at how much time we invest into building the app, and then, I also try to go with the lowest price possible, because you can always increase the price. However, if you decrease it, like, every user will get a new lower price, so psychologically that's a very hard thing to do. So I start low and then maybe we go up.
So I think, as Tanmay said, that there might be the big next company from India in this audience. And the three of you already have established business and you're seeing your growth. What is the one thing that you would like to leave the audience going after this conference? Andrei.
We as developers, in general, we work and then we get paid. If the work stops, then money also stops. I want to encourage you to get into the mindset in which you build once and then get paid multiple times over. And you can leverage your skills and knowledge and build apps, build templates, and hopefully earn almost passively income while you sleep. And if you want to talk to me about this, feel free to approach me on here or on LinkedIn. I'm very happy to share my feedback with you. Thank you.
Jonathan?
Yeah, one thing that I think of all my experience that I've been doing this for these many years, one thing that has worked the best for me over a period of time is what I hope everybody also takes back, is this thing to empathize with our customer. And that is super important, whether you're building sites for them, or or even when you're building apps for them. It is to understand your customer, where are they coming from, what are their needs, and sometimes you can just build something and put it out there, right? And not really understand some of the challenges that people are going through when they're using this, and then to craft the right solution, or to do anything with business or sites or anything. I think the main thing is to empathize with our customers, empathize with our audiences, put ourselves in their shoes, see their pain points, and if we can develop that, I think everything else just falls in place.
Insightful. Dhairya?
For me, I think money was a big motivation when I started. Making money was something, me being Gujarati, right? I always into was this business mindset. And then being money, like taking money as a good motivator is always a good thing, but then you also need to realize that should not be it. Any freelancer or agency owner who starts with making money, and their intention is also to make as much money as possible, which is good. But I think you should always have one more thing to look for, more than money. For me, it's like helping businesses scale, like making sure that their businesses are scaling, providing them with the best service and quality. So with money, I think one should have that as well in back of the mind.
Thank you, guys. Very insightful. I think for all of them, I hope that next year, beside you sitting with us, there will be 3 new partners here with the same success as you. And it will be amazing that we'll finish up. I mean, it's not that you have a good opportunity to get a selfie in front of 700 people, right?
Yes.
So let's do a selfie and we can close it. Some right.